All right, good morning, folks. Welcome to our broadcast. Good to have each and every one of you on the live this morning. As you come back to watch us, share the broadcast, smash that emoji button for us. Good to have you here with us, folks. We're days out from the 2025 general and regional elections. My God, it's all winding down, isn't it? Isn't it? I heard some folks saying you mightn't get the results until the 22nd. The second? You're hoping for results in the night of the election? Well, hope again. You're hoping for results the day after? Hope again. You know, there is every hint that this is going to be a very disputed election. The PPP is not going to want to leave office. The PPP is not going to want to leave office. And hence, I guess, some people come to that conclusion. You might get to the 22nd. We still don't have the final results as yet. You know, but you know, this is a party about secret swearing in and so on. So take nothing for granted. But we're watching. I'm advised by the folks on this side of the political aisle that, you know, they're watching, moving things forward, watching and moving things forward. We hope that you guys are making a plan to vote and to vote early. GECOM had an interesting press conference yesterday. 83% of the discipline services turned out to vote. They said it's historic. 83%. I think they managed 47, 50% the last time. 83%. Does that mean the incumbent is in trouble? Does it mean you have an electorate that is excited to re-elect the incumbent, the installed regime? So all of those things we're following on different fronts. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Please and thank you. Do let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Happy to have all of you on the live this morning. Privilege, and somebody's trying to call us, and well, we wish you all the best. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear, good folks. Happy to have all of you with us, and from the many places you all are joining us from. Good to have you here. Is it Lace MC? Is it the same person? I think it is. My Lord, good to see some of you. Hit me up. Long time no see. Is it the same person? Is it the same person who I knew for many years ago? You know, shoot me a message, please. I'd love to keep in contact. You know, and you all don't forget our number, 627-6963. 627-6963. And I want some of you to be citizens reporters for us on election day, letting us know what's happening where you are. So keep that number, 627-6963. Hit us up and let us know what's happening where you are, 627-6963. Happy to have each and every one of you. Sabina Blue and Troy and Carol and Sheena, Pam Halls, and all you wonderful folks. Do us the favor, you on with us. Share the live. Send it to a friend. Please. Send it to someone. Please and thank you. Send it to someone to give us a share, so others can get valid and credible information. Some people like see likes and shares for popularity. We way past that. Yeah. Fortunately, unfortunately, we are way past it. Interesting meeting of GECOM yesterday. That's what we want to come to centrally in today's broadcast. But I saw our friend and brother next vice president for this country, I think you have the option of 3 or 2 vice presidents. So one of our vice presidents, one of the many vice presidents, I'm getting my subject and my verb to align. One of them, no, I'm getting that's not subject and verb. That is the antecedent. Yep, aligned there. One of them. The subject and the antecedent, yeah, one of the many of them. Yeah, folks, so if I confuse you, I'll confuse myself. Moving along, folks. We caught up with Ganesh yesterday on the campaign trail. He was at Wakenham, had a beautiful grand public meeting there. And we ceded our time last evening, even though we wanted to come back and look y'all in the eye. We ceded our time to that broadcast. We're here this morning, aren't we? We're here this morning. While that was happening yesterday, we jumped off of live with you folks. We went up to St. Cuthbert Mission on the campaign trail with our Prime Ministerial candidate, Rita Finance, who is making the rounds all over this country. And I'm privileged to be part of the contingent there, making sure that everything is everything. But we caught up yesterday with our brother Ganesh Mahipal on the campaign trail in one of his favorite places. This is Wakenham. And if you've been to Wakenham, you know it's a beautiful place. I was going to hazard to say it's where he was born and raised, but I don't want to be presumptuous. I think I'm right, but yet I don't want to be presumptuous. The vice presidential candidate Ganesh Mahipal on the trail, Wakenham last evening. Take a look. Take a listen. When we come back, GECOM front and center.
Is making all of us poorer. We want a real man. We want an ordinary man. We want a man that has our interests at heart. We want Aubrey Compton Norton. You see this young lady? I have known her for over 18 years. Juretta Finance is an indigenous woman, an Amerindian. She's an educated indigenous woman. She's a strong woman. She's a committed, dedicated servant to the people. And accompanying all of that, she's damn beautiful too. And I am telling you that Juretta, with your vote, will become the first indigenous Prime Minister of Guyana. And she will bring indigenous issues to the top of the agenda, and she will represent her people and all of Guyana. The first time Guyana has that opportunity to shine. Well, I don't know that's. This is a 5 years ago picture. If you watch good, I got a little more gray here. But what I am committed to do is to ensure that accountability, transparency, and good governance prevail. What I am prepared to do is to ensure equal treatment to each and every one of you. What I am prepared to do is to walk, stand, sit, whatever form, represent each and every one of you. Our list of candidates, we have educated, accomplished, dedicated people. What do they have? What them got? They got rapists. They got people with Ozempic. They got people who mad. People who want strip and slap. They got all them terrorists. You tell me, are you going to vote for someone who was accused of being a rapist and being put back on a list? Are you going to vote for someone who wanted to strip and slap a lady? Are you going to vote for Jagdeo, who ill-treated Varshini, and Varshini came out in the public and made a statement and told us how she was treated so badly as the first lady of this country. Are you going to vote for somebody like that? Are you going to vote for somebody like Irfan, who is more of a scamp than Jagdeo? Irfan worse than Jagdeo. Irfan thief more. Irfan, whilst he skinny teeth, he thief and pocket with money. I am telling you, comrades, you decide. You decide what you want. The power is in your hands. And the assignment is for you, 400 that we normally get from this island. Work hard and give us 200 more. 400, work hard, give us 200 more. Let's take it to 600. And if you could do better, we will appreciate it. We will appreciate it. I ask of you to recognize that from 2015 to 2020, we did not forget you. We served you. And in 2025 to 2030, we will serve you again. Saiku told you the water treatment plant is yours. I told you a better hospital with CT scan and X-ray machine and more doctors is yours. A technical and vocational training center on this island is yours. You got to decide if you want it or not. I beg of you, do what you have to do. Work hard to give us that victory so that we can give you the victory you deserve.
Yeah. That was Ganesh Mahipal. I'm so accustomed to saying MP Ganesh Mahipal or MP Judifana. Had to pause a little bit there. I saw somebody saying that they saw Mark Benchcap endorse Norton last evening. Yeah, but everybody's come around, you know. Everybody's come around. But good to see all of you this morning. Everybody comes around, you know. Kitty Carter, sooner or later, everybody comes around, you know. But good to have you guys here this morning. You all have been with us, and we want to turn to some of the central thing this morning. Y'all look at the GECOM press conference yesterday. We shared our brother Travis Chase's HGP nightly news live stream of the press conference, and my God, GECOM never fails. The whole team looks so depressed. Vishnu Prasad, the chief elections officer, Anil Giddings, the deputy chief. Was this somebody from logistics, or was that somebody from what do you call it? Whatever it is, the other person. They look so depressed. But we Claudette hiding. Where the hiding Claudette? The shielding Claudette. You could tell Claudette is not all there. And it's understandable. You get a certain place in your life. You've had a full career. You retire. You come back. You go back. You go to the side. You swing over. You swing. Right? It's understandable. So they're shielding her now because they realize things are 100 times worse when she comes to the fore. But I know they did themselves any favors yesterday. Was a depressing, lackluster, low energy. These guys need some pep in the step. If they're not confident about the system that they're managing, should I be confident in it and doing PR for y'all? No way, Jose. And they tried. There was a plethora of issues yesterday, and they're trying to tell us All systems go, man. You could get credible and valid results from that. Discipline service voting day was like a test run. Unlike critics on the Tupui contract, they fail everything. Was everything all right? Even a van bringing the results back from one area crash. That was so, it's not symptomatic. Emblematic, that's the word I was looking for, of GECOM. They're trying to downplay everything. Oh, that's that. More ballots arrive from particular areas. That's not nothing, man. In the voting compartment, the voter should be visible to the polling booth. That did not obtain in every area. That's not nothing, man. That's not nothing. That's nothing big. Some people register in Plaisance. They see the voting polling place, that to Mary. GECOM, that's nothing big there, man. Nothing big there. Presiding officers resigning. Nothing. That's nothing to worry about. Presiding officers, these are important people in the electoral process, withdrawing from the process. That's nothing. We got to fix. It don't mean the deputy presiding officers becoming presiding officers, but we got to cover. What? I was in disbelief. I think we were driving up to St. Cuthbert Mission yesterday, and I had one eye on the mission, one eye on the live, and I was thinking to myself, what the hell? Was it a church, or did we have a national program called No Big Thing? No big thing. People tantalize and tease and tell you all sorts of things. No big thing. You know? A whole host. But all systems go. We don't know where the chairman there. We don't know who's the lawyer for GECOM. Not to worry about, man. We good. All systems go. What? I hope the Carter Center speaks again. You know? But my issue there is why? Why haven't we heard from the other election observers? I could want a letter now. I want a statement out the commission. We good, man. We good. We good. I hear in one instance the chief elections officer, Vishnu Prasad, he said no stakeholder have complained about the ballots that were photographed and so on. We haven't had any complaints. So all is well. This is like amateur night at the Apollo. Everything PVP wanted for GECOM, they got. They captured the chair lady. They got in their CEO. They got in their deputy CEO. Right? The mobilization man, the logistics man, they get in. PR, sensitization, whatever it is, everything. They captured the whole thing. They got a majority on the commission. And still they can't get it right. My God. My God. What a thing. Anthony Paris, Charlene, Jilly G. Right? Marlene. Jilly G, I hope you got back safe. Next time is our time. Hope you got back safe. Next time is our... I was flabbergasted. I was flummoxed. I was taken aback. I'm taken to the back. All at the same time, when I heard, no big thing, man. It's like they don't know the outcome. So we don't worry about that. We got this. We got this covered. Who can share the life for us? We got this covered. We got this covered. Listen to some of what they set up with the photos being taken in the polling booth. Against GECOM's own rules.
On the prohibition of the use of phones in the polling stations, it's not only phones but recording devices of any kind, all with a view to protecting the secrecy of the ballots, and yet this is linked to concerns pertaining to buying and selling of votes. The Commission discussed this matter and at that level decided to impose this prohibition with the expectation that it would prevent, and prevent might be seen as too strong of a word, but the intention is to prevent voters from taking photographs of their ballots, and in this regard, the basis for so doing is the fact that it would be considered illegal. One could be prosecuted and if found guilty, pay a fine of $65,000 and be imprisoned for 6 months. This was tested last Friday during the Discipline Services Bulletin. I am not in the receipt of any report that it was like there was any wholesale or any minimal rejection. I'm certain there must have been a case where the application of this rule might not have been rigid, and therefore someone might have gone in with their phone to the polling to the voting compartment, because you don't step into a polling booth as such. I have seen circulating on social media photographs of 2 ballots. I can't say at least because I have not seen any more. We have not been able to determine how, when, or where those photographs might have been taken, but they are photographs of actual ballots. That apart, I am very comfortable that this prohibition work, and I'm basing this position especially from the fact that we have not received expression of concerns from stakeholders that it did not work.
Yeah. Here what the Chief Elections Officer said, just in case you guys miss it. He said the prohibition on cell phone use in the voting compartment was not rigidly enforced. The prohibition, it was not rigidly enforced. But the stakeholders didn't complain, so it's all good. He said, I'm satisfied. It's all good. It wasn't rigidly enforced. That's a rule. That's the rule. And he admits it's not rigidly enforced, but nobody didn't say nothing, so that makes it okay. So let me hazard another guess. Let me hazard something rather. If dipping your finger in the ink is a rule, and people decide we dip in the finger, that's all right. Showing your ID card, having a former ID, or taking the oath of identity, that's a rule. And if people don't comply with it, you just go in the polling place and you share it, the ballot paper, you put the X and you put it in. And nobody complain. That's all right. He said, I satisfied. I satisfied. He said, satisfied. Nobody said nothing. Right? Nobody has said anything. I satisfied. He said, we don't know how, when, or where this photo was taken. GECOM don't know a lot of things. GECOM, I was kerfuffled, fluffled by this press conference. And you would think they would get better. But every press conference GECOM has, they get worse. They don't get better, they get worse. I saw Jilly G says body language. How would you feel to host this program? I need to sit on this chair. I need to sit on this chair here. I look like I'm serious. How you take me serious? I look like I got a hangover. Body language, everybody shoulder. These are the people in charge of a whole election. You know? A whole election. And they look like they're from Mars. The PRO, the Public Relations Officer, Yolanda Ward, seems to be the only person alert. I know she had applied for a position there and they denied her. They say qualified. But stay back nonetheless. We ready for you yet? The man said, this rule concerning taking cameras into the voting compartment was not rigidly enforced. But it's like cool. The ballots you saw on social media, he said they were real ballots. But the stakeholders and said, let me say we cool. We cool. Let me go down the road. That's what he said. Let me go down the road. you can't make this stuff up. You see, we don't even try to be funny. It's just trying to make sense of this madness. Hear them on the issue of people being placed in the incorrect divisions.
Would have arisen coming out of House to House 2019, and I can say that we have addressed. There are not many in a widespread amount, and we have corrected what we discovered over the course of time. Now, obviously, because it's a manual process, it appears as though, and I have not received the specifics of who is it. I don't know if it's one person or multiple. Well, I have not received the specifics of those. But I rather suspect, Dennis, that in my consideration, if it is an error of GECOM, then we have to ensure that we do what is necessary to ensure that Electoral is availed the opportunity to cast their ballot without any difficulty. We cannot correct the list at this point in time. It is already being certified, the lists are already being produced and published, and in ballot boxes, as we speak, ballot boxes are being packed. So what I would do is, if I receive such information, if the elector reaches out to us, or we can reach out to them, then we can facilitate in maybe providing transportation to bring them to their polling station on election day. These are general and regional elections. This issue is district specific, so there is no case where someone has been displaced out of district. So at the end of the day, they can be facilitated at a polling station, notwithstanding it may be in a division aside apart from where they reside.
How many have you discovered so far correctly?
I don't have a specific number, Dennis, but I can say it is in the teens that we would have found them corrected. Because we correct them as we move along, and we never really kept stats on them, because what we do is we went through a process every time we generate a list, like a preliminary list of electors. We would ask the registration officers to go through them, as I said, manually, each and every entry, and through that process we would have discovered several across the board. Unfortunately, the one that I'm hearing about now, we may have missed.
Is the Commissioner aware of this? Is the Commissioner aware of this question?
I wouldn't be able to say it.
Sorry?
Oh, I would venture, formally, I would say no. because like I said, something like this we would have interrogated at the level of the secretariat and then take it to the commission in writing. I have not done so, we have not done so, and as I reported at this event here, it was only at this meeting that the PRO Yolanda brought it to my attention.
Yeah. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. I want you to understand. I want you to understand what's going on there. There's at least one case that I know about. A man is living in Paradise on the East Coast. He's registered to vote there. His address in Paradise is in GECOM system. Paradise on the East Coast. And his polling place is in Lodge. His polling place is in Lodge. GECOM says, you hear the deputy CEO, we will provide transportation. Now, that's not a GECOM decision because as the chief elections officer said, GECOM commission don't know. GECOM commission has not made a decision because they don't know. But the deputy chief, he said, transportation, we provide transportation. Folks. And GECOM said, all systems go. He's hazarding a guess. It's in the teens. It's in the teens. But we discover them as we go along. What has GECOM been doing for the last 5 years? With the billions of dollars that is appropriated for the meticulous work of GECOM. What have they been doing for the last 5 years? I thought while Claudette under this rock that she's often under. I shouldn't say often, well, more often than not. I thought they're actually doing some work I thought they're actually doing some engine room work. And not to come to tell us you can provide transportation now for electors. I don't know if that is the role of GECOM. They can't even fulfill the mandate. They're going to now transport electors. Now for you transporting this elector, you get a blowout, the puncture, the vehicle turnover. You see the problems? And them boys want to tell us everything nice, everything good. All systems go. We're ready for Monday. We're ready for Monday. You think it's finished that? I hope you always read your holy book. I hope you always read the Bible. Because the good book says, when these things happen, is that the end? Y'all know the rest by now. If y'all have been watching us consistently, y'all know the rest. When these things come, it's not the end. It's the beginning of sorrows. We just plucked out a couple of the issues that were raised. Right? Ballots being photographed, even though GECOM has a rule against that now. CEO said it wasn't enforced rigidly. Right? Apparently you could enforce some rules rigidly, some, perhaps. Ink on your finger, no ink on your finger after you finish voting, no problem. We ain't got to enforce rules rigidly. All is well and good. Now people are placed in the wrong, people are being placed in the wrong division. They're being displaced. Living at Paradise, you're voting in Lodge. Living in Coventry, you're to Mary to vote. And because it's in the teens, we shouldn't be upset, I guess. I don't believe a word the deputy CEO is saying. I don't believe a word Vishnu Prasad is saying. But when these things happen, folks, when they happen, it's not the end. Not by a long shot with GECOM. It's the beginning of sorrows. Winnie, Eva, Brenda, Ricky Ramsarup, Ricky Dion, see you on the live this morning, my brother. Good to have you on. It got worse. GECOM said during the discipline service, the discipline services voting. During the voting, they realized that extra ballots came back from some places. Don't get worried. That's all right. That's all good. No. Extra ballots. Who shared the live with us? Please share the live. Who shared the live? Extra ballots came from some places. No, man. We got this, man. We got this. We got this. All right. We got this. Take a listen.
Issues that emerged during the point of sorting of disciplined forces bulletin, which, as you may be aware, sorting means bringing the ballots cast by disciplined forces to a point where we can dispatch them to predetermined polling stations to be intermixed and counted as ordinary ballots. In close to the end of that activity, we ran into a situation where we have 2 extra ballots in the set of ballots for District 4. 1 short for District 5 and 1 short for District 10. Our interrogation of this matter has led us to a point where we have zoned in on what could have caused this problem. At this stage, a memo has been prepared to be submitted to the Commission along with recommendations and a methodology to be used to fix this problem. As of this time, I will not comment further on this, especially since I think if not protocol, then decency will prevent me from disclosing the contents of that memo, the recommendations, which would mean that the members of the commission would learn about it from the media rather than from the CEO. So in that regard, this document will be submitted to the commission before the end of the day. The commission meets tomorrow, at which time I'm sure tomorrow at 1 o'clock, at which time I'm sure the commission will discuss this and decide whether they are approving the recommendations that we have made or not.
Yeah, folks. I know you all realize it, but GECOM has been captured. GECOM has been captured. Why even have the press conference, Vishnu? When you come to tell us, then you write a memo to send to the commission. But listen, it's so secretive. He said it would be indecent. Here's his word. Decency would dictate I don't tell you the contents because it's a private affair. Extra ballots came from places where they should not have come from. Extra ballots. And this was discovered in the sorting. Right? Now, if a place got 1 person got a vote there, it's discipline services, make a 1 man state. Let's say it's 2, it's 3. You got to take out the ballot. You know the names of the persons who are going to vote there. Right? And you see the ballot, extra ballots there. You will know who vote for who. Isn't the whole secrecy, privacy of the ballot compromised? GECOM know who voted at the station. If it's 2 soldiers or police stationed in that place or 3, you will know who. Let's say it's even 1. Them people say, trust us. You come in for a press conference and you wait until after the press conference to send a memo. My God. Before the end of the day. What kind of analog system is this? In a digital world. But when you look at them, look at the body language. You think this could pass muster in Trinidad? You think it could pass muster in Suriname, Barbados? This is like a Venezuelan operation going on here. Them boys not excited, they're not animated because they don't know the outcome. If we know what the final number is going to be, why you got bad with all these things here to get all these things right? Don't bother with them, man. So Bishop said, he didn't send the memo yet to the commission on this grave issue of extra ballots arriving from polling stations for the discipline services. That's not urgent enough to pursue before the press conference. No, after, before the end of the day, man. Right? The other issue of these electors being displaced. You're registered, you live and register in Plaisance, you're voting in Georgetown. That has not been brought to the attention of the commission as yet. I mean, like, what the hell is urgent? What would the commission deem as urgent? What would the commission? What put a pep in your step to send the email now? Them boys are ready for September 1. Folks, folks, September 1 has all the makings of confusion powder. It has all the makings of confusion powder. A couple thousand persons voted in discipline services. And you got GECOM can't tell me nothing that makes sense. The body language is like, before the end of the day, we can send it, man. Yeah, don't worry. My God. My God. I like how they're glancing at the PRO, maybe. Like she got a truth that they don't have. Like she know the truth. Every 2 minutes they're glancing at she like, is she gonna say something? Is she gonna out us? She look a little different of herself. Is she gonna out us? Yeah, keep an eye on this. Every 2 minutes, they're watching at the PRO. Y'all watch that? They were every 2 minutes they're watching PRO, so she can talk up now. Is she gonna alert them or she My God. GECOM said already. Right? And you all think you're done there? Brace yourself. You think it's finished there? Brace it over. Brace it over. If you think it's finished there, brace it over. Brace it over. Presiding officers. I was prepared for a lot of things. I wasn't prepared for the presiding officers of, well, I shouldn't say voting class yet. Right. I don't know if they ever got in this press conference when these presiding officers decided on what they decided. But some presiding officers not having it with GECOM. Take a look. Take a listen.
We have completed the assignment of polling day staff to polling stations. In that regard, we have encountered some issues wherein some persons who have been identified based on having met the criteria for appointment to different areas, presiding officer, assistant presiding officer. We have found that some persons are declining the appointment as presiding officers, and this has now resulted in us having to seek replacement. The replacement one might feel that this should have been automatic, in that the assistant presiding officer will assume that role, not necessarily so. So we are trying to move personnel across polling stations to ensure that we can satisfy the human resource need to ensure that polling stations are adequately manned on election day. I am not concerned that we will not be able to do this in a manner that will affect the operations of polling of election day.
Vishnu Prasad don't seem to be concerned with a lot. Right? Presiding officers are declining. People they identify, they train, right? Saying, I ain't getting involved in this shit. And they're surprised. They're surprised. I wonder if that has been brought to the commission's attention. He said, I'm not worried. What is he worried about? Presiding officers. These are the people who are in charge in the polling station. They're declining to take up the appointment. So no. Vishnu? No. Keep your money. I good. I gone. Bye-bye. But what is instructive to me is that to keep the smooth flow of the polling station and what's not, you have a deputy. But he's saying it is not automatic that that deputy is moved up to presiding officer. I wonder why, Vishnu. Vishnu, I wonder why. People who you have trained as deputy presiding officers that should be able to take over if something should happen to the presiding officer. And those presiding officers now don't want to take up that position, but it's not automatic. I wonder why, Vishnu. I wonder why you won't have the confidence in these deputies becoming presiding officers. I wonder why. That, to my mind, is very instructive. You see, if you know what your final number is, what it's going to be, you won't worry about a lot of things. I'm not worried too much. Presiding officers, the chairman absent, you know. If the chairman get absent and they don't bother them, who's the presiding officer? But I noticed our friend Rupert Perry said, Sherry, don't be distracted with foolish people in GECOM. I disagree with you there. Perry, I totally, absolutely disagree with you. These are the people who says no declaration is official from nobody else besides GECOM. This is the pathway that leads us to government, Perry. It is through this door that we must pass. The gatekeepers telling us a number of systems are lacking, faulty and fraudulent. And Perry, tell me, don't be distracted by them. Who should I be focused on? Maybe I should look at the PR too. Yeah, watch this one out. Maybe I should watch the PRO too. Who you want me watch? Who should we be focused on, Perry? Who should we be focused on? Am I justified? I said something wrong? We got 400 of you plus watching on YouTube, 800 plus watching us. Sorry, 800 watching on YouTube, 400 plus watching us on Facebook. Folks, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all know how we say it in the vernacular. Y'all know how we say it in the vernacular. Am I justified? Sandra? Seymour? Eva? Cecile? Am I focused on the wrong things? This is a system that can produce valid and credible information. Look at the body language, and these people are paid handsomely. They got drivers and chauffeurs and maids. Housing is paid for. Phone bill is paid for. And the incompetence, nowhere else in the world would hire them to do the job they're doing. Listen to them. Listen to them. Watch them. in a bad way. This is foreshadowing things to come. This is foreshadowing things to come. And I say to the opposition, you got to get a plan that goes past 1st of September. This is going to be a very, very contentious election. It has all the hallmarks. They told us we can get results on the night of the election, then they come back and say, hold on. Same GECOM, you know. Same GECOM. We got to be vigilant. On GECOM, they are the ones who have to make the declaration or become to Norton duly elected president. Duly elected president. They have to make it. And they are creating and allowing the systems for murky, shady, shadowy elections. And then the vex on the cards is sent to call them out. On the eve of an election, the chairman gone missing. In which country that would be tolerated? Huh? You think the private sector would tolerate that on Apnu Watch? You think they would tolerate that? On the eve of one of the most consequential elections in our lifetime, and we don't know who is the lawyer for GECOM? You think the private sector would tolerate that under a Norton presidency? But no, people resist change. I was taught at university. Never forgot it. People resist change because of the loss of power, prestige, and privilege. So it's good for the private sector and them boys if it keep us getting what we have gotten over the last 5 years. Things nice with us, but we put in the common man first. Friends at the time, favorites at the time. You better go out and vote resoundingly. If this don't make you want to go and stand up in that line before 6 a.m. to ensure that you cast your vote, I don't know what will. The thing is plain as day to see. The machinations of the PP. Vishnu said he break like 10 chief elections officers combined. I still waiting. It's not yesterday Vishnu got appointed. And I'm still looking for this brightness from this 10-watt bulb. I'm still looking for this brightness. But I ain't finding it. Anil was determined. He had to get the CEO. And he got the eyes on CEO. He fetched the servers with the SOPs out of GECOM. And then he get the bag. And watch them now. Jesus have mercy. I'm so ashamed to say by citizenship I'm associated with something called GECOM in that present state. What an atrocity. Lackluster, low energy. They're executives, you know. They're executives. Folks, we'll see you guys at the other end of this. I'd rather you all tune into the rallies that are happening, the public meetings, the community engagements, than listen to me. And so once there's something of that nature happening, we'll see the time for it. Right? So that you can get that kind of credible and valid information as well. Folks, make a plan to vote. Your grandmother, your cousin, your uncle, talk to the kids. Talk to the kids in the neighborhood, because some of them might not got parental figures like that. You might be the only parental figure. Talk to them about what is at stake. 5 years GECOM had. This is the product of it. This is the product of it. This level of incompetence. 5 years, billions of dollars. PP like it, sir. You don't hear a squawk out of them. They like it, so. That's going to do it for us at this end, folks. That's the time this morning. That's the program. Thanks for joining us. Bernadette and Marlene and is it Ramaline and Eva is here to ever. Good to have you all. Lester, Sharon, Persis, Sandra, good to have you on the live this morning. To Desiree, Felix, Winnie and Raquel, Linda and Sheena, Maybell, good to have you. Osman and Ian, good to have you too. All of you. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you guys in the next podcast. That's the time this morning. That's the program. Stay safe. Have a great day. Stay vigilant. Make a plan to vote and vote resoundingly for afternoon. Let me pan them out. Palm out this incompetence. Palm out this nonsense. Stay safe.